Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk. We're talking about Tyranids in Warhammer 40k. I know 10th edition is right around the corner, but I do want to finish this series because I've been working on it for a long time, and I do know that I'm going to be playing 9th for a while longer, so maybe you will too. Anyways, we're talking about Exocrines today. We start the heavy support choice for the army that I take. And once again, I am playing Leviathan. You can find the Dragon's Lair on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram as the space Dragons space Liar or the underscore Dragons underscore Liar. Let's get into it. I think the Exocrine is a wonderful model. It is great at killing elite infantry and great at killing small mob infantry that are just regular infantry. It's good against vehicles. Don't get me wrong; it definitely can kill you some vehicles. So keep that in mind. Um, it does degrade. So if you look at its stats, they get worse as you take damage. And there's a range there: 5 to 7 wounds, 1 to 4 wounds, 8 plus. So a movement of 8, 3 plus weapon skill, 3 plus ballistic skill, strength 7. I wish we could do something about that. Tough 8. Tough 8 is where all the potatoes are there. 15 wounds, awesome amount of wounds. 3 attacks, no one's there for the melee. Leadership 7, no one cares. 2 plus save. It's great. Get yourself some cover if you can, and get yourself a 1 plus. It doesn't really have any upgrades that are like on the table. Like what I'm talking about is adrenal glands or toxin sacs. So you don't really get to play around with any of that. So this model, the Exocrine or Exocrine, however you want to say it, is all about the bioplasmic cannon. So let's take a look at it. 36 inches. You're going to be hitting most anything on the table. Deploy somewhere reasonable inside of your deployment zone, all the way up, halfway up, something like that. Then with a 3.5 inch move, which I'll talk to you a little bit about later, in 36 inches, you got pretty much everything on the board. Mine fight mid board, and they do just fine. Sometimes they get close to front line, but that's like turn 4, so where the front line originally was. You don't want to get these guys in melee because their weapon, their bioplasmic cannon, is a blast, so you won't be able to use it. Keep that in mind. They do have powerful limbs, but they're not really that useful. So, like I said, 36 inches, heavy D3 plus 6. So, if you're shooting at a unit of, let's just say, Space Marines, and there's 6 of them, you're going to get your 3, you're going to get your full amount of shots. So it's great for shooting at units of Space Marines that are above 5 models. It's great for shooting at Terminators. It's great for shooting at Obliterators. It's good for killing elite infantry. It's really good for killing normal infantry. Strength 8, that's going to double tough a lot of things like regular Space Marines, Imperial Guard, Orcs. It's gonna double tough a lot of stuff. Tau. AP4. AP4 is where it really shines. That strength 8 is really good, but AP4, that's going to be hard for almost anything to shrug off. Even something with starting with a 2 plus save, that's going to make their save up to a 6. 6s are hard to make on saves. We all know this. D3 damage, that's really going to cut through vehicles. It's going to cut through elite infantry. It's going to kill Space Marines. It's going to do great. So you're there for the bioplasma cannon. Use things for what they're good at. So don't use this for a melee combat beast because you're going to be disappointed. Use it as a mobile gun platform. Use it for what it shines at. That's my advice. So, it's got the standard death throws ability. The biggest thing to remember about death throws is that it only affects your enemy. So go ahead and read that. When it dies, roll a 6. Closest enemy within 6 inches suffers D3. Symbiotic targeting. Symbiotic targeting is a good thing to remember. So if you move less than half your movement, so if you're at full, your movement's 8, you move 3.5, which is what I was talking about, or even 3.75, or even 3.99. The enemies that you shoot at don't get the benefit of cover, which is pretty cool. Remember that. So then the only keyword down here, the only keywords that really matter is monster and exocrine. Let's go into stratagems, which is where the keywords really count. Observer organism is a big thing that you might think about to keep on your table, which is 1 CP. It allows it to move its full movement, shoot and ignore cover, and then any sixes that you get to hit turn into extra hits. One extra hit for each six. Pretty cool, because extra hits are awesome. Then I would always keep rapid regen. I always bring rapid regen. But keep rapid regen in your pocket, because if it's the start of your turn and your command phase and your Exocrine's only got 7 wounds left, you're going to use 1 CP, rapid regen. You're going to get at least 1. You're going to give him 1 more wound to take him back up to 8. He's in top bracket, ready to rock. Always keep it available. Indomitable Monstrosity. It basically allows any monster in your army to get transhuman, so it can't be wounded on a 1, 2, or a 3. It only works on monsters. It's great. Monsters have this very special thing that allow them to take this upgrade that cost CP and points, depending on what it is, and they're called adaptive physiology. Adaptive physiologies are great. The limit on adaptive physiology, however, is you can only have 1 of each adaptation in your army. So, Dermic Symbiosis, for example, it gives whatever monster that you upgrade it with a 4+ invulnerable save, which is really great. But you can only have Dermic Symbiosis once in your army. I would love to be able to do it multiple times, but I can't. So yeah, give him a 4+ invulnerable. That's pretty good. Survivability through the roof. Synaptic Enhancement is another good one. It gives him Shadow of the Warp. It would also give him Synapse. So I play Leviathan. I still play Leviathan, even though Warriors suck now and Synaptic Control is different. But if you give him or any of your other monsters Synaptic Enhancement, that makes him a Synapse creature. He has Shadow of the Warp. It increases, your Synapse coverage. It increases Synapse link range. And it's going to give him Transhuman, because monsters who are Synapse in Leviathan have Transhuman. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people take Voracious Ammunition. So anything that you shoot at, if you hit it, so if you score any hits, even just 1, when you're done doing hits and wounds and damage and all that, you roll a d6. If you get a 2+, it does an additional d3 mortal wounds. A lot of people use Voracious Ammunition. It's awesome. Like I said before, I use my Exocrine or Exocrines as elite infantry killers. That's where I focus at. That's where I shoot at. You can see that I modeled mine with the Haruspex claws, and that's because I magnetized the head and the cannon to come off together. So it pops right off, and I can pop a Haruspex head on that same model. Magnetize your units, people. You're going to save yourself a lot of money, a lot of time, effort, and energy. I do have 2, and both of them are magnetized. I think it's wonderful. That is, once again, my Jungle Bug color scheme. And that's what I got for my whole army wide. Altogether, I think an Exocrine is a great model. If I have points, I take it. I'm excited to see where they go with them and what they do with them in 10th. We just got the box that dropped today on Saturday, 4/29 of 2023. But yeah, looks like I got to put my base on my Exocrines. I guess they're not based yet. Anyways, we here at the Dragon Slayer understand that you are a very busy person. You have all sorts of commitments and relationships with adults and your children and your dogs, and you have work and school and all kinds of stuff all wrapped in together. Point is, you got a lot of options where you can spend your time, and I want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon Slayer.